Hello, everyone, and welcome to our conversation. We're talking about rhetoric. And when we talked about rhetoric, it brought a sense of calm and awareness because without the word rhetoric, everything occurs as if it's becoming true. However, you know that it's false, while they call your reality of science misinformation. I kind of need to talk in a word salad because you all don't have education. You want to always do really bad things to real people. And as someone who's worked in the medical field, you don't get arrested for caring for a patient unless you're malpractice and you are convicted of manslaughter. Unless you're an agenda fueling hospital. So you would get arrested because of your diagnosis and your what is it called? Like who owns the hospital? I forget what they're called. Or your nurse is a Democrat and she wants you to go to jail because she doesn't like you. She would then call the cops and then you'd get in trouble. Otherwise, the records of the patient are HIPAA sealed. DNC? D and C? D and C. And it's amazing to watch. It's just really strange to watch these women act this way. It's very, very strange to watch. Just a sense of calm, of I don't give a shit about any of you. And you're just yelling and screaming and yelling and screaming and yelling and screaming. Really, honestly, I don't think it really affects me except for you're going to do you anyway. You're going to go do those photography sessions and you're going to kiss her and you're going to do this. You're going to do all those things for yourself because you've always done that. And so what is it going to do for me to get angry about the fact that you're fucking disrespectful? And that she's a fucking nasty person? And the fact that you as Americans don't see the truth right before your eyes on Kamala Harris, on all these women? It's your problem. It's your problem. Your problem that you're choosing to show up at the rallies of Kamala Harris knowing that you are not protected. You are not protected. You are being abused and violated, and this is on your shoulders. You are being abused and violated by Monavand. I've shown you every which way, literally which way, from Bodrum to Cannes Lions to Miami to New York, all the way to California and around the fucking globe on how that woman is violating your civil rights. Yet Gary Vaynerchuk refuses to listen to what I'm telling his audience of 40 million people, to the point where he even goes on the Squawk Box, where they tried to promote Kamala Harris off of his 40 million people. While I call the Squawk Box out and expose them for corruption. So the list is literally so long, not to mention the community guidelines is really just annoying more than anything else. It's disrespectful. I'm over here trying to educate an audience with 0 followers for the record of history, and the community guidelines of the Middle East are trying to stop me from educating you. That is why I get pissed off. This is actually how you talk to someone who's misbehaving, who deserves to have their ass out their mouth. See, the problem with society is that you're all opinions, but you don't have any experience in anything. You don't have an education. You didn't study in class. You are a woke culture activist who abuse audiences. It's all about your bully system of submitting someone to your slavery, while you then cry out that you're being violated. No, you're the violators. You're the abusers. Your parents gave you way too much freedom because you were trying to overpower them because you thought you were cool because you could play a video game. And whether they didn't want to be bothered or they were just nice people, this literally got out of hand. And now look at what you grew into. Go clean your room. Get in your room, and I don't want to see you out until your room is clean. How many mothers and fathers out there have an adult child, a 17-year-old, an 18-year-old, who you would continuously ask to do something, and they wouldn't do it? Go mow the lawn, still sitting on the couch. Go clean your room. Get in here and do the dishes. How many parents out there had a child that refuses to lift a finger and then is now standing on a microphone trying to tell us about their freedoms? And that's what we're dealing with, folks. There's a fine line between taking care of a child to the point where they actually have to start doing their fair share, because they're living under the roof of a household where they need to do their fair share so they can be a contribution to society, not an Alex Earl who waves around her fake breasts and then rubs them in our face as she goes to another event. See, the parents of Alex Earl think that Alex Earl made it and is successful. They don't take into account that she's actually terrorizing millions of people, and neither does Shu Chu, because he actually meets with this woman in Cannes Lions to violate you more. That's her purpose in life, is to make you all feel less than. We all know she was kicked out of a sorority, don't we? We all know that she was kicked out of a sorority. We know that all she does is get wasted and drink too much. We know that she runs around in provocative outfits while she brags about what hotel she's staying in, what clothing she has. She brags about her looks, her hair, and her makeup. They all are doing this. And then they all run around as if life is so happy and joyous, trying to get you to feel happy and joy. I don't want to feel happy and joy. That's not the emotion that I've ever been familiar with. And I'm like a really happy person. I don't need to run around and talk about it and fluff it on people. No, I'm a business entrepreneur with actual business sense. The problem is that billions of you out there have no business sense. Millions and billions of you think that wearing a provocative outfit, go look at Mona Van's content and the way she presents herself. She thinks that's professional. Gary Vee thinks what he does is professional. So he invented a cogwheel of what Mona Van was able to do with all her little comrades while they viciously come together in clusters and come up with scams and schemes to violate their audience because it's fun for them, like the Mean Girls Club. Well, no one stands up to them except for me. Gary Vaynerchuk loves partying with them. Did you not see him at all the white parties? Have you seen him travel to San Francisco? Have you seen her go to the US Open with him? Did you watch him at MTV Movie Awards or Music Awards? How many more events are you going to go to, Gary Vee, with your fiance before you get married? Because that is who you are marrying. You said it in your video when you were at the roof. A roof over your head so that you don't take this country down the Soviet path of communism. Sorry. Sorry if you think Mona Van is the ticket, the meal ticket for you to create some form of a brand and an image so that you can fit in with the cool kids. That's not American culture, nor will it ever be. You go ahead over there and just be by pretending to be, and I'll be